Hey fellas of YouTube, this is Robbie speaking, and finally Dragon Prince Season 5. I think it was almost 8 months ago since the last season. And if you haven't seen my review video on that, I talked about how I thought Season 4 wasn't as good as the previous, the first 3 seasons of Dragon Prince. But I still had high hopes for Season 5. And I actually thought it was better than Season 4. I mean, I don't know if I would say it holds up to the first 3 seasons, but it still has that charm, that adventure, those stakes, and it just gives a lot of potential for Season 6. And I will be going into spoilers, so you have been warned about spoilers, so let's continue with this video. So Season 5 picks up where he left off in Season 4, where our heroes and the villains are racing across the sea to locate the prison of Erebos. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Erebos. I keep getting his name mispronounced, so I apologize if that's the case. But Erebos, we all know he is the big baddie. We all know he's pretty much like the Thanos of Dragon Prince, and we have yet to see his full potential, which is going to be crazy. One of the things that this season does that is new to Dragon Prince, the world of Dragon Prince, is the pirates and the sea. We see, no pun intended with the sea, we see the pirate community, the village. We also see familiar characters like the blind pirate and Nyx. I had a lot of joy seeing those two again, and them just working together. Apparently Nyx is the first mate, or the Commodore. I mean, I'm just so confused on what she really is, because Nyx and the blind pirate have a lot of talking to do on what position they are. If they're actually captain, Commodore, just, they got a lot to talk about when it comes to that, but get that out of the way. I love seeing more of Kayla and Rayla, especially after we've gotten past the part where Kayla forgives and trusts Rayla again. They make a really good team. Like, I do not want these two to break apart. I don't know if I said that in the previous video on like Dragon Prince Season 4, but please keep these two together, please. And I also love how they're trying to help each other out. Like, Kayla's trying to help Rayla free her parents and her mentor from those 3 golden coins, where Kayla is also struggling not to use dark magic again, and he has Rayla to remind him of that. And now on to Varen. I thought, like, at the very end of the last season, I thought Varen was going to go back to his old evil ways, and maybe even get worse, and suffer at the hands of Erebos. But I was wrong. Turns out Varen goes through all this trauma that we see, these past visions, well, sort of past visions. We see a younger Soren, we see a younger Claudia, we see that he had a mentor, which I'm wondering if that mentor is going to come back, because if you remember, Rayla found a golden coin, which probably is his mentor, so I wonder if he's going to play a part in, like, the next season or so. But anyway, though, Varen is starting to regret everything that he has done. To losing Soren, to corrupting Claudia, to losing his best friend, just everything that he has done. He even almost killed one of his kids, which apparently the being is one of his kids that he had with Erebos, which I don't know how that works. I guess that's just Dragon Prince logic. But anyway, he denies, he rejects killing the being, and so we see him at the very end of the season be alone in the forest, just laying down, just looking into the sky, accepting his fate. I mean, I don't think Varen's gonna die right away. I think we're gonna see Varen for a bit longer. But just seeing him at that very moment, it was just so powerful. It's kind of like with Darth Vader when he goes back to being Anakin Skywalker just before he dies. I mean, maybe that's the path that Varen will go. But Claudia, on the other hand, what's gonna happen with Claudia? Because we've seen her do some really evil shit. She may even become worse than Varen at this point. I mean, just seeing her as like this octopus monster, and just saying that, oh, I'm not evil, I'm just doing this just to protect my father, to save my father. Wouldn't you do the same? And No, they would not. But Claudia is just going off the deep end. Like, at this point, Claudia she's pretty much now the new Varen at this point. Like the new Varen who's getting manipulated by Erebos. But at least Varen sees that now, and hopefully Varen just stays a bit longer to save Claudia from that fate. The action in this season was also good. I'm also glad that they're showing a bit more blood in this season. I mean, yeah, they're still holding back on some moments with the violence just like the previous seasons, which is, I've gotten used to that at this point. But still, that moment with the blood elf right here, when she's going up against the sun elves, and how she's just taking them all down at once. It reminds me so much of when Darth Vader is in Rogue One, when he's just killing all those rebels for the Death Star plans. It may seem like a happy ending for our heroes, especially when they obtained the prison of Erebos, but let's face it, he's gonna get out of that prison. And when he does, he's gonna do everything a major villain does. One of the flaws that I had with this season was the pacing. Like the first 3 episodes, even though I thought they were good, I thought they could have picked up the pace a bit more. And then once I got past episode 4, I think that's when things got way too fast. Like, it's like this season was just too short. Like, I felt like we could have got to see more of the seaside of Exadia and all that. Another flaw that I had with this was Erebos. And I love Erebos, but we haven't seen a lot of him at this point. It's just, obviously this is titled The Mystery of Erebos, but if you're gonna title it that, give us a lot of Erebos, because that title is just so misleading, at least to me. And I don't know if there's anything else that I have that I would consider a flaw with this season. It was still good. I mean, the Sun Elf side plot didn't drag on too much like it did in the last season, and I felt like it just improved on the flaws of season 4. So if I had to rate this right now, it would be a 9 out of 10. But let me know your thoughts down below on what you guys thought of this season. Did you like it? Did you not? Please make sure to hit the like button. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And thanks for watching, guys. I'm Rob A, and may the anime force be with you.